around the numbers with the navy blue pants, white stripe up the side, gold helmets as usual. So pardon us if we get names wrong here tonight. We're trying our best. My binoculars don't pick up these numbers very well, so we're going to try our best. We've got Greg down there on the sideline. Hopefully he'll be able to chime in if we get something wrong. But folks, we're here. We are just about ready for kickoff between Tiffin Columbian and Sandusky. Tommy, what do you think the keys are tonight for the Tornadoes if they want to come away with a win?
Well, just like we talked about last week in, unfounded, uncharted territory, debuting a freshman quarterback and a sophomore quarterback that share time. Well, this team may lack in size. They definitely make up for in speed and athleticism. So I expect this Tiffin Columbian squad to come out, strike early, and just keep pouring on them points as they try to limit this Sandusky offense that didn't have much going in week one with 184 yards of total offense as we get ready to kick off live from Frost-Kalnow Stadium.
Once again, thanks for tuning in to the UIS Insurance and Investments pregame show. We are just about set for kickoff between Tiffin Columbian and Sandusky. Blue Streaks with 2 men deep to return. And it'll be fielded at the 6-yard line by number 4, Michael Pisarski. Brings it up to the 30-yard line, and that's where he'll be brought down by the defense. For about a 26-yard return, even 27.
Brought down at the 31-yard line.
And this Columbian squad we saw week one, they kind of draw it out. They run some RPO, a lot of things to kind of get defenses on their toes. And that was one of the struggles that Sandusky faced in week one against Edison, against a triple option team. So again, it'll be interesting to see what kind of offense this Tornado squad rolls out. But the defense is going to have to get their job done first.
Michael Franklin, quarterback in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers on the far side of the field. Calls for the hard count. Now takes the snap. Up the middle. Carry is to Desmond Williams. He gets it near the 36-yard line. That's where he's brought down for a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Blue Streaks. Tommy, this is a gorgeous night of football. 75 degrees, sun shining bright. I mean, you can't ask for better conditions.
Oh, absolutely not. Again, you got the turf down there to assist you, so you got some good footing. But Columbian, they come out with
a empty backfield for Sandusky. They give it to the wide receiver on a jet sweep. He's got it to the 40, 45, and he's inside the 50-yard line. He'll be brought down around the 49 inside Columbian territory. Nice run there by number 14, Talley, the junior, 5'9", 150 speedster off the left side. Carries it to the right sideline and picks up a nice first down gain.
Well, Tornado started this game in a 4-4 look. Now they kind of loaded the box on that one. Sandusky did a tremendous job finding the edge and stretching that play out.
One back in the backfield with Michael Franklin, junior quarterback. Looks over the defense. Now gets a hard count.
Defense pinches in, showing blitz.
Franklin makes the adjustment. Now calls for the snap. Handoff up the middle, off the left side. Short gain for Williams. Desmond Williams with a 1-yard gain. Of course, with Sandusky, they're used to having that dominating presence in the backfield of Terrion Stewart. But now, they've got to pick up where, they've got to take what they have. Desmond Williams, the junior, he's got some big shoes to fill.
He had 2 touchdowns last week.
Shotgun formation once again for the Blue Streaks. 3 receivers on the far side of the field, 1 on the near side. Franklin looking to the sideline. Brings a man in motion. Now whips it out to the right side. That's Williams. He's caught by the defense right away and driven out of bounds right at the 47-yard line. Nice recognition there by the Tornado defense.
Yeah, I believe Cyrus Brogan came through the linebacker, cleaned up that play. Nice recognition like you talked about, Nate. Staying at home, staying humble, finding that zone, and then being able to attack the edge there.
They had Williams coming from the left, from the left side of the quarterback, brought him in motion, and they swung it out to him on the right flat. The defense recognized it right away. 3rd down and 9 coming up here for the Blue Streaks. Franklin in the shotgun with 1 back in the backfield. Hard count. Defense shows blitz. Franklin makes the adjustment.
And Franklin going with that hard.
Now we're going to get a timeout by the Blue Streaks. They want to talk this over. They don't like the look the defense is giving them.
Timeout, Sandusky.
That was a coaching staff
They're first.
timeout right there, as Franklin was just about ready to call for the snap. So we'll keep it right here with 9:12 to play here in the first quarter. No score.
Well, a lot of times when you come out, you try to run that hard count. That's challenging your manhood, and so that tells the defense and an offense, do we need to make that adjustment, or are they going to commit to that play? And on that one, you know, Tiffin Columbian not believing the poker face of Sandusky. Sandusky takes that time to make that adjustment. Facing a 3rd and 9 now with 9:12 remaining in this first quarter of action here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium.
Once again, 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Blue Streaks. Tornado defense trying to make the stop here. Give the offense the first look at the game. Blue Streaks coming out in the same formation. One man in the backfield, that's Desmond Williams, and junior quarterback Michael Franklin. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers on the far side of the field.
They had 7 in the box, and now the Tornadoes kind of spread out, seeing 3 wide.
Franklin rolls to his left, looking, loads it up, and he throws it out of bounds, incomplete.
Again, tremendous recognition by the secondary there.
Pass intended for number 5.
Kind of went over to the weak side of the field when they saw that bunch formation. Played it cool, forcing the quarterback to see that he had nowhere to go, throwing it out of bounds. Smart play on 3rd down. Caused the punt team come out here for the first time tonight.
So here comes the Tiffin Columbian special teams unit.
Jackson Harris and L.J. Reeves.
Punt return unit. Jackson Harris and L.J. Reeves back deep to return. And now they bring the return man up. Might be a pooch punt here from Franklin. And that's indeed what it is. And it's a horrible punt. This one goes out of bounds near the 36. They'll say he was out of at the 30. All right, well, they'll stop at the 39-yard line. That's where they'll mark the ball at. And that's where Tiffin Columbian takes over. A short punt. Tommy, that was a, what, 7-yard punt? Wow.
Yeah, in that situation, I mean, there's not much, there's not a high ratio of risk and reward if you decide to run that. Go for that conversion there.
8-yard punt was the official yardage on that one.
Nonetheless,
would have been better off just going for it there.
Tiffin, yeah, that's what I was saying. Tiffin Columbian, though, sets up shop at the 39.
Braden Rogo. Pitch out to the right side. Keyshawn Jackson follows his blockers, carries it forward near about the 43-yard line before he's brought down.
Jackson carries the ball to the outside.
They'll say he's down at the 44.
Yeah, and I mean, you hit the nail on the head. That's the example of just following your blockers as a big number 74, Kane Mears, clears the way. You just follow those hog mollies in front of you, and they'll take you to the promised land, I tell you.
Rogo takes the snap, handoff off the left side. Jackson tries to find the edge, and he's got it out past the 45, up to the out of bounds near the first down marker. So he's a couple yards short of the first down, I think, here. Marked out of bounds at the 48.
This would be nice.
Get it to the 49 for the first.
This would be nice for the Blue Streak defense to be able to come out here and force a 3 and out for the Tornadoes. A little turnabout being fair play. They come out on a 4-3.
Rogo, handoff up the middle, off the left side, and it looks like they.
Yeah, I think Sandusky stopped the play there.
I don't know. I think they're going to give it to him. First down looks like the call for Tiffin Columbian. Yes, indeed. They're going to move the chains.
Well, with limited fan capacity here tonight, you kind of lose out on that home field advantage. But you won't lose out on that home field call.
That's right.
Nonetheless, moves the change for the Tornadoes.
Rogo takes the snap, handoff off the left side. Jackson breaks a tackle over midfield, up to the 45-yard line before he's brought backwards. Nice forward momentum will give him about 6 yards on the game.
He's going to be wrapped up by
and he's inside Blue Streak territory now. Big run plays here for Tiffin Columbian to start this drive. Haven't seen Rogo pass the ball yet. Rogo back to pass. Here it is, loading up. Complete out to the left side to the 40-yard line and out of bounds. Number 3, LJ
Right
Reeves on
over
reception.
Lead to number 3, LJ Reeves. He's going to be brought down the play by number 3, Javante.
And that is good for a Tiffin Columbian first down to the 39-yard line. Shotgun formation. Rogo takes the snap. Handoff off the right side. Jackson carries it forward. He's into the open. 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown, Tiffin Columbian. Keyshawn Jackson.
Keyshawn Jackson takes her on the right side for a 40-yard
Jackson.
touchdown run.
Again, following them big hog mollies up front as they just part the seat for the Tornadoes. Keyshawn Jackson finding Pater and a touchdown, put the Tornadoes on the board, 6-0. And like we talked about, Nate, this Tornadoes offense, they wanted to come out here and strike real quick. 2 games in a row that the Tornadoes scored on their opening drive.
Xavier Kappas on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. That makes
Xavier
your score 7-0 Tiffin Columbian with 7:24 left to play here in the first quarter. Impressive drive there by the Columbian offense. 64-yard drive there, or actually 61-yard drive. Started at the 39-yard line.
And again, the Sandusky Blue Streaks, they kicked off this game on offense. Was forced to punt in a 4th and 8 situation. But the ensuing punt, again, Columbian was able to set up shop at the 39-yard line. Made the most out of it with that nice run there.
Mostly runs on that drive, just the one pass from Rogo to LJ Reeves. Keyshawn Jackson moving the chains and putting it into the end zone from 40 yards out. Big touchdown run there by Keyshawn Jackson, putting the Tornadoes up 7-0 here in the first half.
We talked about a week ago where Coach Judd Lutz, they said it's okay to go into the season with some unknowns. It's being at the end of the season, if you have those unknowns, that's when you're in trouble. And after that 94-yard performance last week by Keyshawn Jackson, Coach Lutz knows some of the guys on this team he can trust, put the ball on the ground and get the job done. And you saw that on the opening drive as Sandusky fields it.
At the 10 to the 20, and he's taken down just past the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Michael Pisarski on the return.
For Michael Pisarski on the return.
Number 21, Xavier Burns.
Xavier Burns on the tackle for Tiffin Columbian.
Ball will be spotted at the 21-yard line.
And the Blue Streaks take over now at the 21-yard line. After the last drive, they had to punt the ball away. They did pick up a first down on the last drive, but unable to move the ball outside of that.
I gotta believe this young Franklin, he's just gotta find his rhythm as this team comes in very disciplined.
Empty backfield. Franklin brings a man in motion. That's Williams. They
The
bobble
blitz.
the snap,
Boom!
and they've got Williams in the backfield behind the 15. They'll say forward progress at the 15-yard line, but a 5-6-yard loss. Great read by that Columbian defense.
Recovered by number 2, Desmond
Who
Williams.
was that on the tackle
He's
there?
going to be brought down on the play in the backfield by Seth Belleville and Jackson Harris.
Seth Belleville
Loss of
and
6 on the
Jackson
play.
Harris on the tackle.
Yeah, I saw Jackson Harris just come through there, lay the wood. And call Sticks Lawn Care to come pick that up.
Franklin in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolls to his left, now looks right,
Just
loads it
tosses
up,
it
tosses it up in the air, nearly picked off. Coaching staff on the sideline wants an offensive pass interference there. They were looking for Javante Roldan, the 6-foot senior receiver on the right side. He was all by himself out there.
Well, luckily, Franklin will be taking the bus home because that's not a car ride you want to have with Coach on the way home after just blindly throwing it up there. After Columbian comes out hot, puts 7 on the board against you, you just can't be throwing lobs up there in the face of pressure.
Especially with LJ Reeves out there. They're lucky that one wasn't picked off. 3rd and 16 coming up. Franklin puts a man in motion. That's Williams. They swing it out to the left side for Williams. He's
Nice.
got some blockers out in front. He's to the 20, but not much more. He's got it just past the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a 4th down for Sandusky. 4th and about 7.
That was a nice job to get some of those yards back. And that's what you're going to have to do to this Columbian defense is keep them on their heels, especially when you're noticing they're going to keep bringing that blitz at you.
Michael Franklin in punting formation.
Franklin back deep to punt for Sandusky.
Back deep to receive for the Tornadoes.
He's going to have to put a lot of stock in this kick. It's the last time he came out, punt only went for 8 yards. See if they can get this on the other side of the Tornado 50.
LJ Reeves and Jackson Harris back deep to return. There we go. Punt's going to hit down at the 47, but take a friendly bounce for Tiffin Columbian. And they're going to say it's down right around the 47-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to down that where the opponent touched it.
Inside Blue Streak territory. Tornadoes will start their drive
Take over 1st and 10.
at the 47-yard line. 5:29 left to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Tiffin Columbian leading Sandusky.
Yeah, we've seen flashes of brilliance on both sides of the ball for the Tornadoes to kick off this open stanza here in the first quarter.
They've already shut down this Blue Streaks offense twice. Now this is the second time we've seen the offense for Tiffin Columbian on the field. Last time, they punched it in from 40 yards out on a Keyshawn Jackson run. Jackson now takes the handoff up the middle, off the right side, breaks a couple tackles. He's down to the 40-yard line. Nice punishing run there by Keyshawn Jackson. The 5'10", 178-pound junior carries it up near the 40-yard line.
And look for Tiffin Columbian to expose that weak spot there on the right side as they drive. They found something there to pin those ends in.
Rogo back to pass, loads it up, and it's incomplete. He was looking for number 5, Drew Vasco.
Number 5, Drew Vasco falls incomplete.
Vasco had that one right off the hands, incomplete. 3rd down and 3 coming up here for Tiffin Columbian. 2 backs in the backfield.
Ooh,
and it looks like they're going to get a defense to jump off sides.
And just when you talk about the discipline of this Sandusky Blue Streak squad, I was saying it takes a disciplined team to be able to run hard count on offense.
5-yard penalty.
Man, when you get on the defensive end of the ball, especially facing a 3rd and 3, you got to be mindful. You got to hold your water.
You know, Tommy, if I remember correctly, last year Columbian played this team. They had 22 penalties in one game. And
Sandusky
in the backfield.
That's number 51.
Blue Streaks read that one really well. Keyshawn Jackson, the ball carrier.
Dylan Pollard with the stop.
3-yard loss on the play. 2nd down and 13 coming up here. Ball at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that big nasty defensive lineman just able to split the guard center and get in the backfield and roll that play up.
Rogo brings a man in motion. Takes the handoff. Now drops back to pass. Loads it up. Right sideline. And it is incomplete. It's going to be out of bounds for intended number 11. That's Maddox Simcoe over on the right sideline. First time he's tried to connect with Simcoe in this one. They connected 6 times last week, Tommy. And Simcoe, the sophomore, really kind of established himself with the offense last week. Now, big 3rd down situation here for Tiffin Columbian. 3rd and 13. First pressure situation of the game for the freshman quarterback. He's dropped back to pass. Nope, he's gonna hand it off. Keyshawn Jackson breaks a couple of tackles, and he's got the 1st down. Looked like he was gonna be brought down right around the 30-yard line, but he broke a tackle and bursted forward for those extra 5 yards.
That's just me.
Wow.
That's me.
Outstanding determination there by the junior running back.
Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Head down, wheels are churning.
Right back up to the line. Offense ready to run the next play. Jet sweep off the left side. He's got blockers to the 15, to the 10, out of bounds, inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. Jackson Harris on the run.
What a nice sweep end around on that one, Nate. Blockers were there.
6-yard line.
18-yard gain on the play.
This Blue Streaks defense, they really need to start keying in on those reads in the secondary because Tiffin Columbian, they're putting hat on the hat, and you can't be chasing down plays. You got to be making plays.
Handoff up the middle. Keyshawn Jackson buries his head forward, punches it in from 6 yards out. His 2nd touchdown of the first quarter here tonight. 3:52 left to play. 13-0 Tiffin Columbian.
Maddie Simcoe to hold.
That was the dangerous slippery slope that we saw Port Clinton fall into 1 week ago as Tiffin Columbian in quick fashion once again. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
The extra point is blocked. Sandusky got a hand on it.
And that could be the difference maker there.
Xavier Cobb's
Now
extra point
Sandusky
is blocked.
able to stop the extra point. Now we'll go back on offense and have another chance to chip away at this deficit. Still a 2-possession game.
Sandusky,
They're
0.
going to have to put something together offensively, Tommy, because they
Like to
really
take a
have
moment to
not been able to move the
acknowledge
ball.
our
Just one
cheerleading
first
squad
down
of the year.
in their
They're
2
coached
possessions
by
so far on
Jamie
offense.
Duff,
I think a lot of that
assisted
has to do with
by
this
Coach Casey
Tiffin Columbian defense. They are just doing an outstanding job, keying on their responsibilities, making sure their assignments, they're just on top of things tonight, Tommy. They just look locked in.
Savannah Simcoe.
Just when you think you have an answer for this tornado offense, they changed the question as, again, we've seen great play out of Rago early on here. A few incomplete passes, but man, they more than make up for it on those 3rd down situations. Off the back of Deshaun Jackson, he can get you those second chance yards.
Olivia Smith and JD Yates.
And that's what he's been so good at here tonight, is just that determination, keeping those legs moving, picking up those extra yards. I mean, that's what put him in the end zone here. That's what gave him that first down on 3rd and 13 on that drive. Just an outstanding drive there by Tiffin Columbian. It started in their own territory at the 47-yard line. And it didn't take them long to punch that one in.
Yeah, this Tiffin Columbian squad, they're not quick, they're sudden.
And kickoff fielded at the 5-yard line. He's up to the 20-yard line.
Looks like it could be a good return here by the Blue Streak.
Up to the 25. Michael Pisarski on the return.
Michael Pisarski on the return for the Blue
Marked down
Streak.
at about the 27-yard line.
21-yard return.
Shoestring tackle, made famous by your favorite Pittsburgh quarterback.
Ball will be spotted at the 27. Blue Streaks take over, 1st and 10.
3:44 to go in this first quarter of football, and man, Tiffin Columbian, first 12 minutes here on the board, 13-0 with a lead over Sandusky.
Blue Streaks, 3 receivers on the near side of the field for Michael Franklin, who stands in the shotgun formation. Calls for the snap, handoff off the left side, that's Williams. And he's whipped down right around the 30-yard line. There's a net initially right about the line of scrimmage, but
down on the play by number 42,
tackle
Keyshawn
whipped him
Apple.
forward for a couple extra yards.
Gain of 3
Give
on
him
the play.
3 yards on the play.
Yeah.
2nd down and 7 coming up.
I think that defensive end for Columbian, he's able to cross the face of the tackle there, found himself in the backfield, but didn't know which way to commit because he just kind of made that play so quick. Whistling stranger in paradise in the backfield.
Franklin in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the far side of the field. 1 man in the backfield, that's Desmond Williams. Michael Franklin. Takes the snap, loads it up to the left side. It's complete out to his receiver, but TC defense is right there. And they're going to bring him back to the original line of scrimmage. So a 3-yard loss on the play. Nice read there by the cornerbacks. Secondary has been doing an outstanding job on their reads here tonight. 3rd down coming up here for the Blue Streaks. Ball at the 27-yard line.
And as an OC, those nosy secondary, those guys in the secondary, once they start nosing around, it can cause you to pull your hair out and cause chaos for your offense.
Franklin in the shotgun. 1 man in the backfield with him. 3 receivers on the near side of the field. Franklin takes the snap, loads it up over the middle.
Nice.
It's complete. He's got his receiver up near the 35. They'll mark him down at the 34-yard line. Number 14, Antonio Talley on the reception.
He's going to be brought
That's going to bring up
down
4th down.
15,
4th and about
Kessler.
3. That's going to have to bring out the punt unit.
Well, quick strike there, Nate, knowing that they'd find a soft spot in the zone.
4th and 3.
Able to come up with a reception, but just not enough as Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes.
Jackson
That
Harris,
recognition
LJ
has been on
Reeves, back
point
to receive for the
as
Tornadoes.
Sandusky faces a 4th and
Michael
4 now.
Franklin in punt formation.
We talk about it.
Franklin gets the punt away. And that's going to take a Sandusky bounce inside the 20, right around the 25-yard line is where they'll mark it out probably.
Michael Franklin's punt will roll out of bounds. about the
Tiffin Columbian, back-to-back weeks. First two drives, able to put points on the board. It'd be hard for us to find any coach in the area that want to take that.
40-yard punt by Frankfurt on the last one.
Absolutely.
You always want to close out with the W, but man, this offense,
they're humming right now. A large part of that is Keyshawn Jackson.
Yeah,
I mentioned last week coming up just short of 100 yards on the ground.
Tiffin Columbian, their punter's growing roots on the sideline. Sandusky looking for an answer to stop this tornado drive, keep them from going up 3 scores now.
Looks like Logan Beeston into the game now for Tiffin Columbian. Beeston, handoff off the left side. Keyshawn Jackson carries it up near the 30-yard line. I talked to Judd Lutz on the scouting report on Monday, and he was telling me how the plan all along was Rogo's going to get the first 2 series, and then Logan's going to come in and get the 3rd and 4th series, and that's the plan going forward. There's no, I asked him, are you hoping that one of these guys separates themselves? And he said they both earned the opportunity to play. So he wants them both on the field. That's the plan. Beeston over the middle. Nice pass. Just past the 35 to the 36-yard line. First down yardage for Tiffin Columbian. That'll move the chains. But Beeston rifled that one in there. Nice pass.
That'll be good for a tornado.
Talk about these guys sharing time, and I mean, that's really good problems to have if your coach Judd Lutz is.
Absolutely.
Youth, that's something that an experience is one of those things you can't coach. And he's right there on the field, that's how you get that experience. The flag on the play now. Looks like Harris came across for a reception. Defensive pass interference is the call as one of the Blue Streaks just got their hands on him a little bit early.
Defensive pass interference, 15-yard penalty.
I want to thank you once again for joining our live stream. If you're unable to find that stream on YouTube, Facebook,
After the penalty,
what have you, again, just go to that WTTF Sports Facebook page. You'll find a couple different posts there that'll send you a direct link to tonight's action. Beeston loads up.
Jackson Harris on the reception up to the 40-yard line.
Logan Beeston pass, completion number 17, Jackson Harris.
8-yard gain on the play. Set him up with a 2nd and 2 coming up. Down to 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. That could be the last play of the first quarter. We'll see. 5 seconds. They're going to run one more play, hopefully. 2, 1. Beeston gets the snap at 1 second. Handoff up the middle. Carries it forward. 4, Seth Belleville on the carry, and he is carrying defenders forward all the way down to the 24-yard line. Punishing run there by Seth Belleville. We're going to step aside and take a timeout. We're at the end of the first quarter with Tiffin Columbian leading Sandusky 13-0. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to your Sandusky County Sports Connection, AM 1600, FM 93.3, WTTF.
That was a gain of 17 on the last play. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to encourage you to show your support for the Tornadoes by joining the Tornado Athletic Boosters. The boosters support Tornado Athletics by providing financial and volunteer
As we
assistance.
get ready to kick off the second quarter of action, man, what a great first 12 minutes of action we had between these two SBC Lake rivals.
At Columbian High School.
You couldn't ask for a better night for football.
Also like to take a few
Outstanding
moments to
weather.
thank some of our program sponsors.
Great turnout here by the fans who were able to make it.
Echo Insulated. DGI Diversified Graphics Inc. First National Bank of Sycamore.
Let's get folks.
Reineke Family
Those of
Dealership.
you out there on our live stream, don't forget you can tune into WTTF this Monday night for
Great
the
Lakes
scouting
Ace
report
Harbor.
from 7 to 8 p.m.
Harold J.
Actually,
Fraley,
you know what? This
Sr.,
Monday is
Journal
Labor
Order
Day, so there will be no scouting report this
128.
Monday. Back
Lee's Famous
next Monday.
Recipe Chicken. And Bison Orthodontics.
It's always a labor being on with you on that show.
And we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium, getting ready to start the second quarter of action as Tiffin Columbian leads Sandusky 13-0. They have the possession inside Sandusky territory at the 24-yard line, and they're moving left to right on your radio dial. Logan Beeston in the shotgun formation takes the snap, handoff up the middle,
Man,
and bounces off a tackle to the 20, out of bounds near the 15-yard line.
Seth Belleville on the carry.
Four again, Seth Belleville
He's going
on
to
the
be brought
carry.
down by number 2.
Boy, he is a
Desmond Williams,
tough
and number 8,
kid to
Marion
bring
Westbrook.
down.
Well, absolutely. I mean, this is a guy that when he gives himself a manicure, he's ripping out
Gain
chunks of
11
face
on the play,
mask.
be a Tornado first down.
Shotgun formation once again for the Tornadoes. Beeston looking to throw into the end zone. He's got a man in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Tiffin Columbian. LJ Reeves on the reception.
Pass is hauled into the end zone by number 3, LJ Reeves.
14-yard touchdown pass from Beeston to Reeves.
Beeston, he's not going to be able to get his milk at lunch because he just dropped a dime in the end zone as another Colombian touchdown. Beeston taking over at quarterback there didn't impede the tempo and momentum that this offense had going.
They don't skip a beat. That's what you like to see. Extra point attempt is up and good. That makes your score 20-0 with 11:47 left to play here in the first half.
Like to take another moment.
Once again, just a reminder for those of you listening, there will be no scouting report this Monday, as it is Labor Day. Back the following Monday with more of the scouting report live in the WTTF studios.
And also, don't forget, we'll be back on the call live tomorrow night as Tiffin Calvert will be in action right here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. And I believe that's a 6 p.m. kickoff.
That is correct. So tune in right around 5:30 for the pregame show right here on WTTF. We're bringing you the live broadcast of that game once again on our YouTube channel, Facebook Live, as well as our Boxcast stream as well. So trying to bring you any way we can the option to view and listen to the game.
Again, all that hard work that the athletic directors, the SBC, the OHSAA, everyone involved to help bring you a 2020 football season. We just feel it's right that everyone get a chance to be able to see and experience this. Man, we are experiencing something else right here as Tiffin Columbian 20-0 advantage over a team that dispatched them last season and also held them to just a share of the SBC Lake title.
It was a frustrating loss for Tiffin Columbian and Sandusky last year because it was one of those losses where the return man fumbles the ball but gets it back, and he's up near the 20, inside the 20, down to the 21. But like I said, Tommy, frustrating loss for Tiffin Columbian last year because the Blue Streaks made so many mistakes in that game. I'm almost positive. I think it was 22 penalties that they committed in that game and still came away with the victory. I think it was like 33-26 was the final, if I'm not mistaken. But that was a game that was just so frustrating for Tiffin Columbian, just because, you know, they were in that game for the majority of the game. They just were never able to get over that hump.
Yeah, that was off the back of, again, that Bowling Green commit, Tyrion Stewart, who is the max problem now. But Tiffin Columbian putting it on display here tonight as Sandusky hasn't found an answer offensively. As he
fumbles the snap, picks it back up, and carries it forward for a couple yards. He'll get it up near the 25. They'll mark it actually down about the 22. So not forward after he got down.
Not the way you wanted to start this drive off for sure if you're Sandusky, but Nate, I'm telling you this much. You still got a lot of football action to go, even though you're down 20-0. You put up a score here, it really changes the complexion of this one before you get to the half as well. So absolutely, you just got to keep chipping away if you're the Sandusky Blue Streaks, and that's got to be first in front of your mind right now.
Michael Franklin in the shotgun formation, empty backfield for the Blue Streaks here. Jack Franklin brings a man in motion.
He fumbled once again.
He's going to keep it himself off the right side. He's got running room to the midfield marker. 40,
he's
30, 20, 15, 10, 5, and they bring him down at the 1 yard line.
Wow.
Shoestring touchdown saving tackle, but he's brought down at the 1 yard line. You want to talk about never quitting. Whoever chased him down, boy, he gets a reward sticker next week. I'll tell you, wow.
Well, that's one of the things when you play defense for this Tornado squad that you're always taught the play's never over, always go to the ball. And on that one, you saw the Tornadoes chase that one down to prevent a score, but now the Sandusky Blue Streaks have a chance. They're knocking on the Tornadoes' door to chip away at this 20-0 deficit. This hole that Tiffin Columbian has put the Blue Streaks in early. Let's see if they can dig their way out now. 10:40 remaining here in the second half. First half.
I don't think the Tornadoes thought they were going to run the ball with the quarterback there, and that was Michael Franklin unaccounted for down the right sideline. Big gain, the biggest gain of the game for the Blue Streaks. Now they find themselves first and goal at the 1-yard line. 2 man in the backfield with Michael Franklin. Shotgun formation for the Blue Streaks. 10:40 left to play here in the first half. 20-0, Tiffin Columbian. Franklin looking over the defense. Gets the snap. Handoff. Williams up the middle.
I think he stopped.
And he got stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Big stop by the defense there. Do they got 2 more in them? Second down and goal coming up.
Big game moments. You give the ball to big-time players, and they look to Desmond Williams, the Tiffin Columbian. They weren't biting on that. They knew exactly who the go-to was on that. So now, once again, we talk about those plays that challenge you. Bend but do not break mentality of the Tornadoes.
Ball on the 1-inch yard line. It is a hair away from the goal line. Franklin, shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield. Yeah, that was a false start on the running back. He flinched in the backfield. Number 14, Antonio Talley on the hard count. Gave just a little bit of a flinch, just enough for the defense to say, hey, he moved. I heard it from the coaching staff up here. So now it's going to move the ball back to the 6-yard line. Second down and goal coming up from the 6 for the Blue Streaks. That changes the complexion of this situation. Now you've got a shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver on each side of the field. Michael Franklin looks over the defense. Defense shows blitz.
Definitely do or die.
Franklin takes the snap. They do blitz. He gets it over the middle. Incomplete. Nice play by the defensive back to break that one up. They were looking for number 3, Javante Roldan.
Intended for number 3, Javante Roldan.
I believe that was L.J. Reeves on the coverage.
Now here comes 3rd and 6, the money down.
Bring up a 3rd and goal for the Blue Streaks.
Call that the money down because, again, the stakes couldn't be any higher for the Sandusky Blue Streaks. After a big run earlier by Franklin, the quarterback, got him down at the 1-yard line. A little mental miscue, backed him up to the 6.
3rd and goal, 6-yard line for the Blue Streaks. Michael Franklin, 2 men in the backfield with him, stands in the shotgun, takes the snap, loads it up into the end zone. That's incomplete. Don't know where he was going with that one, but nobody anywhere near wherever the ball landed.
I think he tied in on that one. Tied in, just kind of stood there with his hands up, looking around like he didn't, kind of confused on the call there.
4th and goal coming up here for Sandusky. And this is a situation where, Tommy, you go for it here and you don't get it. This is a bad situation to be in for Sandusky.
It's a backbreaker, and it will definitely take the wind out of your sails.
You got to get some points here, so they send the field goal unit onto the field. Down to 7 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to have to get a timeout here. Ball snapped, ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is no good.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. And no good on the field goal try. They rushed that one as the play clock was down to 3 seconds when they snapped the ball.
And that was one of the strengths of this Sandusky Blue Streaks team that we've seen in the past, is their ability to convert those field goals and also have a kicking game. But the Tornadoes, man, you'd like to have that one back, as George Strait would say, but you kind of want to think that one over, maybe burn the timeout instead of rushing that situation, man.
Yeah, absolutely. 9:23 left to play here in the first half, and Tiffin Columbian takes over after a turnover on downs. They'll mark the ball at the 20-yard line. Rogo. No, that's Beaston. Pitches it out to the left-hand side. Jackson breaks a tackle, and he's up near the 30. I think that might have been Belver, actually.
Keyshawn Jackson on the carry.
Keyshawn Jackson. I can tell them apart because one is just a little bit
9-yard
shorter
gain
than
on
the
the
other.
play.
Jackson standing at 5'10", Belleville at 6 foot. So the numbers, they don't do me no good today. Rogo standing in the shotgun, takes the snap, handoff off the right side this time. Jackson carries forward and gets the first down up to the 31-yard line.
Keyshawn Jackson on the carry.
If you're Sandusky and you're going to be playing that 4-4,
He is gonna
you got to be a
brought
little
down
more
by the
shallow
interior
with
of
it,
the
especially if you know they're going to keep attacking you
But not before picking up
right
the
up the
Tornado
gut like
first
that,
down.
because they have really shown no sense of urgency in the secondary. Normally you can allow that, especially when you got a strong front line, but
Rogo, handoff off the left side. Jackson makes a couple guys miss, carries it forward for a couple yards.
that's that
Keyshawn
ground we
Jackson on the
talked
carry.
about with that defensive line by
He's gonna-
Sandusky. Is
He's going to be brought down on the
Tiffin
play. by number
Columbian, man, they can
57,
get off the
Jason
ball
Midtown.
like no other team that I've seen thus far this
Gain of
season.
about 2 on the play.
That is Braden Rogo in the shotgun back there. So he's back in the game now.
But Sandusky's definitely unrelenting in their pursuit.
Rogo, 2 men in the backfield, fakes the handoff, rolls to the right, loads it up. Now he's going to keep it himself and carries it forward past the 35, up to about the 36-yard line. Short gain there, brings up
Rogo
third
on the
down
keeper.
and 5.
And that's
He's
the
going to be
smart
brought
play
down on
there.
the play by
Beast
number
and
65, Kenyon McCarty.
That's Rogo in the game now. But as a freshman quarterback, that's a heady play right there. Don't force it. And that is going to be another offsides penalty against Sandusky. That'll give Tiffin Columbian a first down. Hard count by the freshman, draws the defense offsides. And now that'll move the chains. That was a
Dead
big
ball.
third down coming up for
Offside.
Tiffin
On
Columbian.
the
Now,
defense.
the mental miscue
First
by the
down.
Blue Streaks moved the chains for the Tornadoes.
And that was exactly what got the Blue Streaks in trouble on their last drive offensively. That mental miscue right there at the goal line set them back 6 yards and wasn't able to make it up. Still showing a goose egg on the board.
Rogo brings a man in motion. Handoff up the middle.
Man,
That, number 9, Cyrus Burden on the carry.
Tornado. He's going to be brought down on the play by number 57, Jason Midtown.
Burden listed as a wide receiver, 6 foot 193.
Pick up a 6 on the play.
Very patient runner there. Picked up 6 yards. Rogo, handoff off the left side. That's Jackson. And he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Flag flies in from the back judge. I believe we're going to get a holding against Tiffin Columbian. So no gain on the play, and that'll back him up another 10 yards. Holding occurred right around the line of scrimmage, so probably mark the ball at about the 37-yard.
Holding on the offense. Number 9, 10-yard penalty.
Number 9
Still second down.
called on the hold. That's Cyrus Burden, so if he give it, then he take it away.
nonetheless, if you're Sandusky, I mean, again, if your offense wasn't able to punch it in, now it's time for your defense to go ahead and take a stand as Tiffin Columbian able to score in their last 3 drives.
2nd and 14, Rogo back to pass, loads it up. Oh, that was a rifle. He got that across the middle, complete up to the 44-yard line to number 15, Gunther
Braden
Kissel.
Rogo's pass is complete to number 15, Gunther Kissel.
Junior gets it up to the 45. 3rd down and 7 coming
He was
up.
brought down on the play by number 9, Kyle Juicy.
Braden Rogo brings him in motion. That's Brody. Rogo looking to pass. Rolls to his
On the
left.
run and-
He's brought down by the defense. Number 73, Mekhi Brown.
Braden
the
Rogo
freshman,
was going to be sacked.
brings
in the
down the
backfield by
freshman
number
in the
73,
backfield.
Mekhi Brown.
And that is going to bring up a 4th down. The first time we'll see the punt unit on the field for
That'll
Tiffin
bring about a
Columbian.
4th down.
Well, these two can get
Tornadoes
acquainted with
walk
each other
5
over the
on play.
next 4 years, I tell you that much.
Tornadoes
It's,
in
again,
formation.
big Mekhi Brown, 6'2", 235-pound freshman
Devontae
with room to grow,
Roland.
able to just get in the backfield and
Back
put a hurting on the quarterback.
5:53 left to play here in the first half. 20-0, Tiffin Columbian over Sandusky. Punt unit on the field.
That's a nice hop.
Nice punt. And it's fumbled by the return man. Ball's on the ground. Tornadoes have it at the 20-yard line. Huge special teams miscue by the Blue Streaks. Number 7, Nate Abbott on the return. And the Tornadoes are going to take over down at the 20-yard line. Give them to it at the 21.
Trey.
Wow. Tommy. The miscues keep piling up for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, this is definitely not the Blue Streaks team that we're used to seeing. They need to, I don't know if they left themselves on the bus or not, but they got to get back into this one mentally, as these mental mistakes are just killing you right now if you're Sandusky. I mean, we back again. We talk about on their last possession, that false start right there on the goal line, sending them back 6 yards on a third down situation. Those are little mistakes you can't let happen. And then you talk about on the Tornadoes drive on just now, another jump, another encroachment penalty allowed Tiffin Columbian to convert. And now luckily it was lucky for the Blue Streaks. They were able to force that punt, and now it got muffed. Tornadoes will set up shop on the 21.
Huge mistake there by the Blue Streaks, as they had just forced a punt for the time in this ball game. And now the Tornadoes take over at the 21-yard line.
Right hash.
Wildcat formation here as Brody Conley's going to take the snap and carry it forward up to about the
Brody Conley on the
17-yard line.
Bruiser Brody, another bruise and run when he gets a chance at it.
Logan Beeston now checking in for the Tornadoes.
Gain of about 3 or 4 on the play. Logan Beeston back in the quarterback for the Tornadoes.
Beeston with one man in the backfield, checks the defense. Now they're going to get a timeout.
Timeout Columbian.
Something wasn't
They're
right.
first.
Columbia wants to take a timeout. 5:07 left to play here in the first half. We'll keep it right here.
And again, while we take that timeout, we want to take a timeout to help thank our community-minded sponsors that help bring high school football to you each and every week right here on WTTF. Take a minute to thank UIS Insurance and Investments, Chris Sheeper Insurance, Compass Motors, Dundor Plumbing and Heating, Financial Design Insurance Agency, First Bank of Tiffin, Fort Ball Pizza Palace, Great Lakes Ace Hardware, Harrison Price Insurance, Integrated Orthopedics, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Lee's Floor Covering, Keebler Shoes, Coon Sales and Service, NWO Orthopedics, Phillips Electric, Reineke Tiffin Ford, Rogers Flowers, Superior Credit Union, Tiffin Brake and Wheel, Tiffin Deluxe Services, Tiffin University, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, and Frozone Frozen Yogurt.
Jet sweep off the left side, and it looks to be just short of the goal line. We'll mark him out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. Big gain there, 20-yard play.
Jackson Harris on the end around.
Jackson Harris.
He is going to be brought down on the play by number 7, Nate Abbott. Ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line. Gain of 15 on the play.
15-yard gain on the play. And number 4, Seth Belleville on the carry, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiffin Columbian.
Belleville muscles his way into the end zone from 2 yards out for a Tornado touchdown.
Tornadoes, they continue to pour it on here in the first half. 4:52 remaining. They're up 26-0. Then in the extra point here.
Big start to this game for the Tornadoes. Offensively, defensively, and on special teams as well. As the extra point attempt is up and good. Xavier Caucus now 3 for 4 on the night on extra points, having one blocked earlier in the game. That's the only thing that the Blue Streaks have really done positive here tonight, other than that long run by Michael Franklin. They really have had a lot of negative miscues here tonight, Tommy. Not what we're used to seeing out of a Mike Franklin coach team.
Oh, absolutely. Again, that comes with the growing pains, especially when you find yourself losing something graduation. A program that's storied with tradition, they don't rebuild, they reload. And right now, they're just trying to find those moving parts that help make them successful. But man, Tiffin Columbian in week 2, that's not a test you want to have early on. as that litmus test definitely shows you where you stand as the season draws on. 6-game regular season, guaranteed ticket to the playoffs. Thus far, Tiffin Columbian thoroughly dispatching Sandusky here in the early goings of this SBC Lake matchup.
4:52 left to play here in the first half, and the Tornadoes all over the Blue Streaks, 27-0 to start this one.
And I'm telling you, in all my years of calling high school football, covering it, I mean, this is one of the most handed performances by the Tornadoes against the Sandusky team that I can recall. Still a lot of football left. 4:52 remaining in the half.
We're going to get an offsides penalty against Tiffin Columbian on the kickoff. Just got a little excited there. Once again, thanks to all of you for tuning in right here on AM
Offside,
1600
kicking
FM
team, number
93.3,
16, 5-yard
also online at
penalty, re-kick.
WTTF.com, and on our mobile app, the WTTF app. And for those of you tuning in on Facebook and YouTube and on our Boxcast stream, thanks to everyone tuning in out there. Thanks to our sponsors as well for allowing us to be here tonight. The sun has finally gone down to the point where it's not
in our eyes.
It's not destroying my eyelids right now. And now, the kick is away. Squib kick fielded at 25. He turned around and looked to pitch it back, but decides to carry it up himself past the 35 to 37-yard line. JT Lewis on the return. The senior grabs the ball and then turns around and looks for someone to hand it to.
I know it's a 27-0 lead right now, but like we talked about, there's a lot of football left.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to try to get too cute early on, especially against this Tornado defense.
Blue Streaks will take over 1st and 10.
I mean, Tommy, what was the game last year where Seneca East and Cary, where Tigers had like a 20-0 lead, and Cary came back and won that game? I mean, anything's possible, but these Blue Streaks, they've tasted victory before. They know how to put one together. It's going to take a lot of focus from here on out. They got to stop with the mental miscues. And there you can see some more of that. Desmond Williams on a nice run past the 50 up to the 46-yard line. Boy, if they're going to get back into this one, they need more of that. Desmond Williams with a nice 16-yard run there sets up the Blue Streaks inside Columbian territory.
Last run, I'll take the ball in
Just
Tornado
another
territory.
tremendous job up
10
front,
Blue Streaks.
which, like I said, that's been the unsung hero of this game, that battle in the trenches. Both teams have been doing a tremendous job, but man, these secondaries, they've been ferocious in their pursuit.
Franklin loads it up over the middle, and it's complete, but he is drilled as soon as he catches the ball right at the 38-yard
Michael
line.
Franklin's pass is complete to number 7.
Number
Nate
7 on the reception, Nate Abbott, making up for the fumbled punt return by taking that one. And boy, that was
Gain of 9 on the play brings up a second.
a tough one to come down with.
You can get a lot of great appliances at Great Lakes Ace Hardware, but man, nobody drills them. Like Jackson Harris there.
2nd and 1 coming up for the Blue Streaks. They've got it at the Columbian 37-yard line. Michael Franklin in the shotgun, empty backfield. TC shows blitz and then backs off. Now they bring a man in motion. Fake the motion man. Franklin keeps it himself up the middle, short gain, but he has the first down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Nice run there by Michael Franklin.
And like we talked about when they took that kick return, the return man kind of looked back, seeing what he should do with the ball. I mean, on this offensive drive, I think you just keep going with the game plan and try to get this offense in a rhythm, get some points on the board, see what you can do before this half ends, and then make those adjustments at halftime with a little bit better deficit to make up.
Franklin in the shotgun, brings a man in motion. That's Williams. They get it out. It's complete to number 5. That's J.T. Lewis. He's got it up past the 30, down to the 29-yard line. They're finding some holes in the defense, finding short gains, but they're moving the ball. Second and 5 coming up now for the Blue Streaks.
Pick up a 5 on the play.
But if you're going to blitz that middle linebacker, again, you leave some of that field unprotected, and you got to take that outside linebacker, move him over and bring him inside a little bit to pick up that zone coverage.
Franklin in the shotgun. Hard count, now takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and gets tackled in the backfield. Loss of about 3 on the play. Actually getting all the way back to the original line of scrimmage, so loss of 5. Big play there by the defense. Nice read, but just Franklin unable to keep his feet underneath him there. Stumbles forward and, or actually stumbles backward. We're down to 1:40 left to play here in the first half. 3rd down and 10 coming up here for Sandusky. Blue Streaks have it at the 34-yard line. Franklin looks over the defense. Calls for the snap. Fumbles the snap. Picks it up. Defense is all over him. And it looks like the ball's still on the ground. And looks like Columbian may have it, but nope, they're going to say Sandusky ball. And back at the 42-yard line is where they'll mark it down.
Man, I got no horse in this race. You can't help but feel for the Sandusky Blue Streaks. Another series here where just when you start to think you get the ball moving and get the momentum rolling back in your favor.
Down to 45 seconds. I might use a timeout if I was Judd Lutz, but it's kind of too late now at this point. 13 seconds left on the play clock. 38 on the game clock. Franklin in the shotgun. Looks like it might be one of those pooch punt situations. No, Franklin's going to go for it. Loads it up. Loads up deep. He's got a man downfield. And it's caught for the touchdown. Javontre Roldan brings it in.
And you talk about bringing the paddles out to a series on that one. New life breathed into the Sandusky Blue Streaks.
For a Blue Streaks touchdown.
23 seconds left here in the half.
4th and 13.
Able to get on the board now.
Wow.
That's exactly what you needed before going into the half. Give yourself a little bit of breathing room, stop the bleeding, then put that tourniquet on at halftime and then make that adjustment.
Now Michael Franklin looking to convert on the extra point. Bad snap. They're going to have to keep it. And Williams is going to get rid of it to Franklin on the left side. He's got blockers, and he's into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Wow, you talk about making chicken salad out of chicken you-know-what. Right there, the botched field extra point there as number 2, Desmond Williams, the holder, just kind of play a little bit of pitch and catch back to his quarterback. And now this game's going to be a 27-8.
And we got a ball game here, Tommy. 19-point advantage for Tiffin Columbian. But that's better than going into the locker room down by 27.
Well, absolutely, especially when you take into consideration all the opponents you face in this game, especially when you start allowing yourself to fall behind 27-0.
And you got to wonder, Tommy, in that situation, 4th and 13, if they'd have called that timeout with like a minute or so left, do you think Sandusky would have still went for that? But instead, Columbian let them, control the timing. They controlled the game clock in that situation. I mean, if I'm Judd Lutz in that situation, I'd probably, as soon as they were down, I'd have called the timeout. It'd save as much time as you can. You still got one timeout, but every first down stops the clock until you get set. So,
well, that's one of those 4th down situations where if it works, you're a hero, and if it doesn't, you're never heard from again.
That's true. So, Blue Streaks on the board for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, imagine this.
Big strike connection between Franklin and rolled it.
You're going to just kick this regularly, right?
You would think.
You don't want to give this Tornado squad any time. Yep.
Deep kick, fielded at the 2-yard line.
Nice deep kick.
To the 20.
Looks to be
To the 25, 30. He's got some room. 40, 45 to the 50. Keyshawn Jackson to the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's fouled inside the 5.
JT Lewis chasing that way down to save it for the Blue Streaks.
What a play.
As Keyshawn Jackson tries to be the bane of existence to this Sandusky team and be the backbreaker before this half. Again, JT Lewis, number 5 for the Blue Streaks.
3-yard line.
Jackson sets the Tornadoes up at the 3-yard line.
Not only making a
The 93-yard return there by Jackson. He fielded at the 2-yard line.
well, if you're the Blue Streaks, again, you just need to
It's a 95-yard return.
you need to dial something up here and just hope for the best. Try to go into the half with some breathing room. But I mean, you got to pin your ears back on this one.
Now, if you're Columbian, what do you do here, Tommy?
Just try to.
You're just going to go out there and march out the field goal unit?
I think I just marched field goal.
Honestly,
I think you got time.
you got
for
2
plays.
timeouts.
I think you got time for 2 plays.
I think you got time for 1. You got time for 1 play, and if it's not there, just get rid of it as soon as you can. If it's not there, I mean, you're 4 yards out. Run a quick slant. If it's not there, spike it at his feet, and then go out and kick the field goal.
What do we got in there, quarterback?
And he's the guy you want in there if you want to get it on a quick hit. He's got a rifle for an arm.
I look to watch the corner on this one if they decide just to run with 1 play. But again, if you're going to hurry it up and try it for 2 plays.
Shotgun. Rogo takes the snap, loads it up into the end zone, and it is intercepted.
Whoa!
Desmond Williams on the pick in the end zone. Williams had the body on Reeves.
I tell you what, Desmond Williams and JT Lewis, they've been the paramedics and EMT for this Sandusky squad, bringing the paddles twice out to bring this Sandusky team back to life after facing some crucial situations.
1 second left on the clock. Blue Streaks will have it at the 20-yard line. You think they'll just come out and kneel on this, Tommy, or you think they want to try to make something happen?
You just kneel on it. Go to the half. Regroup,
you want to take the momentum into half right now.
Breathe. Come out and get back after it.
So the Blue Streaks come out after the interception by Desmond Williams. Tornadoes had the ball at their own 4-yard line, 1st and goal, but unable to come up with any points on that possession. Could that be the turning point in the game? Franklin takes the snap and takes a knee, and we are going to take a timeout because that's the end of the first half. Tiffin Columbian leading 27-8 over Sandusky. The Blue Streaks avoiding a 27-point deficit going into the locker room by putting together a drive, converting on 4th and 13 for a long touchdown, and getting the 2 points. They head into the locker room with what seems to be a little bit of momentum. Let's see what happens in the second half. We'll be back after this. You're listening to your Seneca County Sports Connection, AM 1600, FM 93.3, WTTF.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our unique football season has begun, and so has the season of limited halftime shows.
We'll miss hosting and being hosted by our competitors' schools and bands. We commend all our directors and dedicated student musicians for their support of musical excellence on the field, concert venues, and parades. Tonight, we present the enthusiastic members of the Columbian High School Marching Band, Flag, and Majorette Squad. Numbering 130 dedicated student musicians and marchers on the field. Welcome the 2020 pride of Tiffin Columbian High School, the Marching 130. Welcome them to the field. Our band is under the direction of Mr. Michael Meadows and Mr. Christopher Kenny. Our flag and majorette squad are under the direction of Mrs. Danielle Cluse, assisted by Katie Gilling. Although the COVID-19 pandemic has limited our ability to safely drill, we begin our halftime show this evening with a 2000 hit that made it to the charts worldwide. The group was the American rock band Blink-182, chosen by Rolling Stone as one of the top 100 greatest pop songs. Here it comes, All the Small Things. Always a favorite of our fans and friends, the women of our flag and majorette squad help us out with our next selection. They love to dance, and so we feature them performing to a 1982 hit by the Daz Band. This song won a Grammy for Best R&B Performance, so sit back, watch, and listen to Let It Whip. normally close our show with one of Columbian's famous band dances, but alas, COVID has made us hang up our dancing shoes for the time being. But listen now as our band boogies out to a song by the Christian rock band Skillet. Written in 2009, it made it to number 4 on Billboard's mainstream rock charts. Here it comes, Monster. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Columbian Marching Band Flag and Majorette Squad.
Season long right here on WTTF. Thanks to UIS Insurance and Investments, our pregame show sponsor, Chris Schiefer Insurance, Coppice Motors, Dundor Plumbing and Heating, Financial Design Insurance Agency, First National Tiffin Ford Lincoln, Rogers Flowers, Superior Credit Union, Tiffin Brick and Wheel, Tiffin Deluxe Services, Tiffin University, and your legacy credit. Stick around after the game tonight for the Frozone Frozen Yogurt postgame show, right after the conclusion of tonight's game. We're going to step aside, take our first time out of the halftime show. We'll be back to break down the first half, get you set for the second half of action live from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Once again, your score, Tiffin Columbian 27, Sandusky 8. We'll be back after this. You're listening to high school football right here on WTTF.
Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and get out your programs. Tonight's spotlight advertiser is Century 21 Bolte Realty. They are your local experts for all your real estate needs. If you bought a program, you may be a winner. Turn to page 37 in your programs. If your Century 21 Bolte Realty ad has been signed by all of our senior football players, you may pick up your $50 gift card at the press box. This gift card donated generously by Madison Street Tavern. Again, page 37, if your Century 21 Bolte Realty ad has been signed by all of our senior football players, you may pick up your gift card at the press box. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for halftime history. Tonight we're going to share a common attribute between our guests in Sandusky and the city of Tiffin. You may know that the oldest continuously operating ride in Cedar Point is the Blue Streak, which opened for the 1964 season. The Blue Streak was named in honor of our guest from Sandusky High School. You may also know that
here in the press box, we've got Greg Kinn manning the sideline camera. You're listening to the halftime show. Tiffin Columbian leading Sandusky 27-8 here at halftime. Both teams are making their way out of the locker room. We're about 4 minutes away from the start of the second half. Tommy, let's break down that first half. I mean, Tiffin Columbian looked like they were cruising, in control. Sandusky making a bunch of mental miscues in the beginning of that game. But then right there at the end of the second quarter, the Blue Streaks found a little bit of magic. 4th and 13 conversion from Michael Franklin deep down the field to Javontre Rolden for a touchdown to bring the Blue Streaks the life back to that offense. Put the paddles to the Blue Streaks, if you will. And they converted on that 2-point conversion. Then Keyshawn Jackson took the kickoff and ran it back all the way down to the 4-yard line. Columbian had first and goal, 4-yard line with 7 seconds left and 2 timeouts.
Well, you heard
and they came away with 0 points. So you got to think that these Blue Streaks took that momentum into the locker room with them.
I believe you're right there, Nate. And as you heard the announcer, Ben Gillig, doing his halftime history, you know, in 1964, our friends over there at Cedar Point named the Blue Streak after this Blue Streak team. And how apropos is it for the first 24 minutes of football? It's just been a roller coaster of emotions for these Blue Streaks as they've struggled early on with these mental miscues like talked about at the top of the halftime show. Mental miscues have really hindered and kept the Sandusky Blue Streaks off the board. But again, that 4th and 18 that we saw where Franklin was able to hook up with Javontre Rolden for a 42-yard touchdown pass and the 2-point conversion. Well, you said
like take this opportunity
and
thank
they
our
really brought the paddle back
sponsors.
out for this Sandusky
American
Blue
Fire
Streaks team.
and Safety Services.
And now with this
B. Mark Davis,
second
attorney at law.
24
Buffalo
minutes of
Wild
football
Wings,
action
Burns
ready to go.
Electric, Kermie's Barbecue and Grill,
Blue Streaks, they're really just going to have to clean up this second,
Jeffrey Shawberry,
half and just chop away at that
Sarka
deficit
Sheetmetal,
and then
Tiffin
bring this
Air
one
Inc.,
down to the wire
Tiffin Metal
as we've seen it
Products,
come down to in
Tiffin
many years
Paper
past.
Company,
Absolutely,
United
Tommy.
Insurance Services,
Something
Mom and
that
Auto Group.
you talked about.
Lee's
You
Chicken.
mentioned that, this game earlier on, it was 20-0 and then 27-0. We talked about it. This game's not
Also,
over.
Wall
It
Street
could
Pub,
turn in
Old
the
Fort
blink
Bank,
of an eye.
Dr. Mark
And we
Akers,
talked about
MD,
the turning point
Nurse Midwives,
being that
Susan
fourth
Smith,
down conversion.
and Kathleen Poole, and Madison Street.
This Blue
Speaking of
Streaks
Madison
team
Street,
has
is
been in positions like this before where they're
program
down
on page 37
on the road,
in the Century
and
21
they've come back to
Realty
pull off
ad
an improbable
has been
victory.
signed by all of our senior
Is it
football
within
players.
this
Please report to
squad
the press
now?
box to
Like,
pick up your
do they have the
$50
components on the
MST
field
gift card.
tonight
That's
to be able to make something like that happen? Because my question is that a formula based on what they had as far as a mixture of talent in the past compared to what they have now?
Not necessarily. I think this team is a program that's built for success year in and year out. And when you got a coach like Mike Franklin at the helm, I mean, it's pretty hard to ever count yourself out of a game, as we've seen him lead so many second half comebacks in the past. And again, when you got that tandem of coach to player, father to son, I mean, you guys, you couldn't be more on the same page with each other. Now you just got to parlay that to the rest of your into a game plan and communicate that to the rest of your squad. And like we talked about, just chip away, go to your game plan, and let this one come down to the wire, and just keep the ball out of the hands of the Tornadoes.
So here we have both teams ready to go. I believe Columbian will be receiving the second half kickoff. So the offense will see the field first.
And that's going to be, to kick off this second half, that's going to be the statement drive. If Sandusky really wants to turn it around and kick it into high gear, they're going to have to come up with a stop here to stifle the momentum of the Tornadoes to start this second half.
Take a moment here to thank our sponsors once again for bringing you high school football all season long. Thanks to our pregame show sponsor, UIS Insurance and Investments. Thanks to Chris Schiefer Insurance, Compass Motors, Dundor Plumbing and Heating, Financial Design Insurance Agency, First Bank of Tiffin, Fort Ball Pizza Palace, Great Lakes Ace Hardware in Tiffin, Harrison Price Insurance, Integrated Orthopedics, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Lee's Floor Covering, Kibler Shoes, Kuhn Sales and Service, NWO Orthopedics, Phillips Electric, Reineke Tiffin Ford Lincoln, Rogers Flowers, Superior Credit Union, Tiffin Brake and Wheel, Tiffin Deluxe Services, Tiffin University, and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Don't forget, stick around for the Frozone Frozen Yogurt post-game show directly after tonight's broadcast. Michael Franklin puts his leg into it. Deep kick fielded at the 10-yard line.
That one got lost in the lights.
Up to the 20. Oh, and he cuts back across the field to the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, out of bounds inside the 50 down to the 40-yard line. Nice return there. 50-yard return on the play.
50-yard return, pushed out of bounds.
And
Deshaun Jackson.
And the Tornadoes on back-to-back returns, counting for more than 50 yards.
No, that was Jackson Harris.
They'll set up shop at the 36. A great return by Jackson Harris to start. So for the Blue Streaks, they already got their work cut out for him to start.
I'm going to say he was tripped up at the 45. So Tornadoes take over inside Blue Streak territory. They bring a man in motion. Handoff to the motion man. Jet sweep off the right side. That's Simcoe, and he's not going to get a whole lot of yardage there.
Maddox Simcoe on the
That's a
carry
nice
for the
job by
Tornadoes.
number 88.
He's going to be
Being
brought
able to
down on
chase
the
that
play
down
by
on the
number
backside. They
88.
don't have a
Great recognition
No gain
there
on the play.
on the play.
They don't have a roster number for him.
Now,
These Columbian running backs will learn his name soon enough. He keeps that.
Beaston in the shotgun with one man in the backfield. Handoff off the left side. Not a whole lot of doing there. Maybe a yard, if that. Up to about the 44-yard line.
Deshaun Jackson
Well,
on
Nate,
the
when you
carry
run those
for the
counters or
Tornadoes.
you run those type of traps, the idea is for the tackle to kind of chip off and go up to the second level, but at the same time, you still got to get a piece of that defensive tackle. That way you can make it up to the second level and give your guard time to make that block. And on that one, defensive tackle just slipped right between the guard and tackle.
Beeston back to pass, loads it up. It's complete. Out to the right side. He breaks the tackle. He's gone. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, L.J. Reeves. Desmond Williams put the hit on him, but never took him down to the ground. And that is a big no-no if you're on that Sandusky coaching staff. You got to be really upset at that player because he just gave up on the play, Tommy. He thought he was going to be pushed out of bounds. Reeves kept his footing, stayed in bounds, turned around, turned it upfield, and was gone. Huge play there for the Tornadoes. 33-8, 10:38 left to play here in the third quarter, pending the extra point.
I know it's not popular, but
The extra point is up, and the extra point attempt is good. Xavier Kopp is now 4 for 5 on the night for extra points. Tiffin Columbian, 34-8 over Sandusky.
like we said, in today's society, it's not the most popular thing. You got to go out there and play with your hair on fire and just be a mean football player out there when you put those pads and that helmet on. Again, you can't give up on the play on account for, well, if I hit him out of bounds, you know, that's going to draw the penalty and this and that. I mean, you just got to go out there and be an athlete and play some
$50 gift card to Madison Street Tavern, brought to us by tonight's spotlight advertiser, Century 21 Multi Realty.
So Tiffin Columbian 34, Sandusky 8. Columbian took that opening kickoff of the second half, marched it right down the field, and punched it in for 6.
I guess we should say you got to be Jack Schultz mean. JYD, quarterback.
JYD.
Tiffin Calvert Senecas. We'll see him in action. And we're back here live tomorrow night from Frost-Kalnow Stadium for that Calvert football game, 6 p.m. kickoff against Fremont St. Joe's live right here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Streaming on Facebook Live and on YouTube and on Fox Games.
Deep kick. It's going to go fielded at the 8-yard line by the return man. To the 15. And he's stood up right at the 16-yard line. Great coverage downfield by the kick coverage unit.
Desmond Williams on the return. He's going to be swarmed over by a host of Tornadoes. Ball will be spotted at the 16-yard line. Blue Streaks will take over first and 10.
You know, that back-breaking touchdown drive just there by the Tornadoes. It's one of those catch-up moments for the Blue Streaks once again, and you have to do something on this drive because if the Tornadoes keep scoring, then you start facing that second opponent being, you know, about 4 points away from that 30-point deficit, which would start the running clock.
Franklin, shotgun, takes the snap, pitches out to the left side. I thought they hit the ground.
Yeah.
Well, they called it a complete pass.
Franklin's pass is complete.
Looked pretty much, I think I wasn't the only one who thought that hit the ground.
Number 14.
Well, they wanted to call it dead at the line, but the host of Tornadoes there, they made sure it was dead at the line because they just swarmed. After the completion there, makes it 2nd and 10.
Now we've got a triple-headed monster here in the backfield as now Franklin directs the traffic, and now he's got one man in the backfield. Franklin takes the snap, handoff. Nice trap play there by the offensive line. They set up a nice block, and Desmond Williams gets it down inside the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Desmond Williams on the carry.
That was an outstanding block there by that offensive line. Little trap play there, Tommy.
Williams carry is going to be good for a
Let the defensive end come free.
Well, I was going to say,
and they just cleaned him up.
And if you Sawyer Herdlick on that one, you can't be looking forward to film tomorrow morning as you watch that one back. Again, learn the mistakes. Learn more from failure than you ever do from your wins.
That's right. Michael Franklin, shotgun formation, loads it up, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Antonio Talley. I don't think Talley was looking for the ball.
Antonio Talley, ball's incomplete.
2nd down and 10 coming in. All marked at the 32-yard line. 9:09 left to play here in the third quarter. 34-8. Columbian leading Sandusky. Columbian, first game of the year, picking up a big win over Port Clinton. Sandusky losing to Edison. So Sandusky really needs to get something going here to avoid an 0-2 start to the season. Williams on the carry. Off the right side, breaks a tackle.
Wow.
He's into the open, 40, 45, and he's tripped up just past the 45 to the 48-yard line. They'll mark him at the 49. Nice run there by Desmond Williams. Give him about 14, I think, on the play. 17 on the play.
He's going to be good for another blue streak first down.
Impressive run there by Desmond Williams. He's shown flashes, Tommy, here tonight. Filling the shoes of Terrion Stewart is not going to be easy, but Williams has shown glimpses that he's up to the task.
Oh yeah, again, that just comes with time and trust as this offensive line, the running backs, everyone kind of gets used to playing with each other, but it gets a little bit harder if you start the season 0-2.
Franklin loads it up deep, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Javontre Roldan down the right side. A nice coverage as the cornerback stays step for step with the receiver, and the quarterback underthrows.
I believe that was
based on pressure.
They brought Michael McDowell in on substitution for the Tornadoes on that defensive line, and right off rip gets in the backfield.
The big 6'3", 300-pound senior making a name for himself in the backfield there.
Just plants Franklin.
Second down and 10. One man in the backfield, that's Desmond Williams. He stands back there with junior quarterback Michael Franklin. Two receivers on each side of the field. Franklin calls for the snap. Handoff off the right side, and Williams carries it forward with a herd of tacklers
Williams on the carry
for about a 4-yard gain, actually. Mark him down about the 47.
Brought down by a host of Tornadoes.
3rd and 6 coming up here for Sandusky.
36 for the Blue Streaks.
Down to 8 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the third quarter.
How big did you say that Michael McDowell is?
6'3", 300 pounds.
Man, he's not careful. Tom Phillips going to put him in Phillips Electric, try to sell him as a fridge.
Franklin loads up deep on the right side. He's looking for his receiver, Roldan, and it's incomplete as the coverage stays right with the receiver, right down the sideline. Outstanding.
Covered on the play by number 7, Trey Reeves.
Trey Reeves on the coverage. The junior, 6'2", 168. Step for step with Roldan.
Step for step, but made the important play that will bring up 4th and 7. And they, I mean,
they got to make something happen here, Tom.
You got the ball on the other side of the 50.
You would think this would be a go-for-it situation.
Yeah, I think so.
Franklin rolls to his left. Now loads up and batted back in his face. And falls to the turf, incomplete. Turnover on downs. Columbian will take over at their own 48-yard line. Tornadoes with a huge stand on defense there, and a chance now to really turn up the pressure on the Blue Streaks. If they're able to punch this possession into the end zone for 6, that puts them up by more than 30, and that'll start that running clock.
Man, just what a tremendous play there by number 42, Keyshawn Hatley. Knew he probably wasn't going to get to the quarterback in time before he threw it. They just put them big mitts up in the air, forcing it to bat it back at him.
Braden Rogo in the shotgun. Handoff up the middle.
Keyshawn
Jackson on the carry, up for about 3 yards.
He's brought down on the play by number 51, Dylan Pollard. Gain of about 3 on the play.
Second down and 7 coming up.
On both sides of the ball for the Tornadoes, they've just done a tremendous job.
Handoff off the left side. Jackson. He's got some running room. Past the 40, inside the 40, down around the 37-yard line.
Keyshawn Jackson on the carry. He is going to be pushed out of bounds by number 3, Devontae Roldman. Gain of 12 on the play. That'll be good for a Tornado first down.
First down, Tiffin Columbian. Ball at the 37-yard line. Nice run there by Jackson. Sets up the Tornadoes with a fresh set of downs. Braden Rogo in the shotgun. One man in the backfield. They bring a man in motion. Takes the snap, handoff, up the middle. Nice blocking there. Set up. Getting about 6 on the game. Up to about the 31-yard line.
He's going to be brought down to the interior of the Sandusky defense.
So he's down at the 32.
6 on the play.
So second and a long 4 coming up. Now Braden Rogo, shotgun formation, one man in the backfield. Rogo back to pass, loads it up, got pressure.
On the hunt.
He is going to evade the pressure, but he's still on his feet. But the whistle blows dead, and he is down back around the 45-yard line.
Rogo is going to
It's a couple
be
times,
brought down
Tommy,
the
so far
backfield
here in this game where
by number
he's taking his
65,
eyes
Keegan
down
McCurdy.
from downfield to look at the pressure, and I think that's just inexperience there, Tommy. He just has to keep his eyes downfield and just stand up in the pocket, step up, and deliver the ball downfield.
That's like I said before, good problems to have. When you have the protection there and it kind of, you have that lapse in your pocket awareness, I mean, you're going to get that with your inexperience. But
Rogo fires it out to the right, complete to Maddox Simcoe, and he's going to be whipped out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. Well short of the first down. They'll be about 12 yards short. Fourth down coming up here. Now bring out the punt.
that's the first time.
Second time now, but the first time, Sandusky on the return muffed the punt, and Columbia got it back.
Well, it's just like every time that you think you have the Tornadoes figured out, or the Sandusky Blue Streaks have something going their way, this Tornado squad's just like, that's it.
High punt. Fair catch called for and received at the 10-yard line. Number 3, Javante Golden. Back deep to return.
From the 10-yard
Fair
line.
catch.
30-yard punt.
Blue Streaks will take over at their own 10-yard line.
And that was, again, that was, as time starts to become a factor, that was a time-saving play. As if Columbian would have converted on that drive, that would have initiated that running clock for the Blue Streaks. Then they would have been facing 2 opponents to close this one out.
So just inside of 6 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Columbian leading 34-8.
Ball on your own 10 in the shadow of your own goalpost.
Michael Franklin, 2 backs in the backfield with him, stands in the shotgun formation.
Always a good time.
1 receiver on each side of the field. Franklin takes the high snap, handoff up the middle. Short gain there for Michael Pisarski.
Michael Pisarski on the carry
Gets
for
you
Blue
about
Streaks.
3. Pisarski gives you
Brought
a
down
little
the play
bit
by number 1,
room to
Brody
work
Conley.
now.
Blue Streaks,
second and 7.
with a version of a, I think, no huddle offense here. Somewhat of a hurry up. 2 backs in the backfield. Franklin takes the snap. Looking, loads it up deep. He's going down the left sideline. He's got a man, and it's incomplete. He was looking for J.T. Lewis. Lewis had a hand on it, but outstanding coverage down the field.
And I mean, again, you don't want to shy away from the game plan with J.T. Lewis. There's a few situations where he's outran the coverage and been on an island by himself, just unable to come down.
Xavier Burns on the coverage, the junior cornerback, 5'9", 168 pounds. He did have a little bit of separation, J.T. Lewis did, but Burns with a nice recovery speed there to break that one up.
3rd and 7. The money down, you got to make the best of this situation. No wasted drives now with 5:17 remaining here in this third quarter.
Franklin, hard count. Now looks over the defense, now calls for it. Looks pass. Gets it away, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Javontre Rolden.
Michael Franklin's pass intended for
Rolden.
number 3, Javonte
Incomplete
Rolden.
on the
Ball's
pass.
incomplete.
That's going to turn. Actually,
Trey
that's going to
Reeves
bring out the
on
punt.
coverage for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, they started this drive on
Brings
their
up
own
4th and
10,
7.
got it to the 13, but again, like we talked about earlier, it's not so much giving up the score that's the issue. It's if you do give up that score, you're going to initiate that running clock.
Madison
Bring out
and
the
Jackson Harris.
punt team, give your team
Tornadoes.
some room to work and
Michael Franklin in punting formation for the Blue Streaks.
live to play another down, I guess.
Michael Franklin back deep to punt. Gets the punt away. It's a short punt. Hits down at the 42. And it looked like it was going to take a decent bounce there, but number 8, Demarion Westbrook,
Going to be fielded.
downs it at the 47-yard line. Inside Blue Streak territory. That's where Tiffin Columbian will take over for this possession. 5:04 left to play here in the third quarter. Columbia leading 34-8.
Tornadoes take over first
Blue
and
Streaks
10.
defense, they came out and were able to force this Columbian squad to punt on our last drive. Don't know how many times you can call upon that defense to get the job done for you. Your offense got to get moving and put those points on the board. Defense gives you a chance.
Handoff up the middle, off the right side. Keyshawn Jackson, short gain, maybe a yard, up to the
Keyshawn
45.
Jackson on the carry. Brought down around the line of scrimmage.
Jackson's got to be getting close to 100 yards here tonight.
Marion Kennison in the vicinity of the tackle, along with Kyle Houston.
Shotgun snap, back to pass. Beeston gets it off over the middle, and it's complete out to the right side to Jackson. Short gain up to
Logan
about the
Beeston's
43-yard
pass
line.
in the right flat.
A couple yards on that one. 3rd and 7 coming up here.
Pick up about 2 on the play.
4-4 there. The linebacker, Demarion Dennison, comes in.
So 3rd and 7,
Forces Rago
43 yards.
to make the bad throw.
Beeston brings a man in motion. That's Maddox Simcoe. Beeston back to pass, gets it away. It's complete. Reeves at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tiffin Columbian. LJ Reeves catches it on the short pass and does the rest.
LJ Reeves.
Big pass play, 43 yards for the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes on 3rd and 7.
That is LJ Reeves' 3rd
RJ Reeves with his
game.
third touchdown reception. Wow. Again, that was Logan Beeston under center on this drive.
Maddox
And,
Simcoe to hold.
I mean, that's pretty scary, Nate, when the offense loses no momentum, no rhythm, no anything when you do a quarterback change like that. Logan Beeston, Rago, whoever you want to put back there, they do a tremendous job each and every drive for the Tornadoes. And now that extra point is good, which will put the Tornadoes up 41-8. 3:54 remaining here in this third quarter of action.
Tommy, you can't say enough about Logan Beeston here in tonight's game. We had all the compliments and all the praise in the world for Braden Rogo after that first game, the freshman quarterback, freshman now. But man, Logan Beeston is really putting on a show tonight here. He is just shredding this defense. First half, he was 3 for 3, 27 yards and a touchdown. He adds another one here. And I'll tell you what, Tommy, this offense is looking good. Now up 41-8, 33-point advantage. That means after this kickoff, that running clock will be starting.
Sometimes you play to the level of your competition, and I was kind of wondering that in week 1 when they dispatched Port Clinton and pretty handedly, and then they came into week 2.
Antonio Talley and Mike
Again,
Starsky
nothing
back
really changed with the narrative. Quick strikes by the offense
Xavier
and some
Coppola,
fast stops by the
kickoff for the
defense. Found Columbian up 41-8 on the Blue Streaks. And man, this team's just been fun to watch.
So here we are, 3:43 left to play here in the third quarter. Columbian kicks off, fielded at the 10-yard line. Bring it back to the 20. And he's going to be brought down just past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Excellent special teams
Michael
coverage
Bizarski
there
on the return
by
for
the
Blue
kick
Streaks.
coverage unit.
He's going to be stacked
The Blue
up.
Streaks will take
at
over
about the 20
at their
yard
own
line,
23-yard line.
where the Blue Streaks
I would like
will
to
take
know
over
when the
first
last
and
time
10.
Columbian had 2 different quarterbacks in back-to-back weeks
Ball will be
throw
spotted
for
at the
touchdown
22
passes.
yard line.
Because Logan Beeston, he's got 2 touchdown passes on the season now. One last week, one this week. And Rago, he's also thrown some touchdown receptions himself over the past 2 weeks as well. Just this offense clicking on all cylinders. With the running clock now, Sandusky has to make the most out of every down here. And that should be pass interference.
No flag on the field.
A little
Michael Franklin's pass.
tie up there in the
for
secondary.
number 4, Michael Pizarski.
That should have been
Antonio Talley.
Excuse me, number 14.
Yes, that
Antonio
should have
Talley.
been pass.
Coverage on the play by number 1, Brody Conley.
Nonetheless, clock
Brings up the second down.
down.
Brody Conley on the coverage. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Franklin in the shotgun with 2 backs in the backfield with him. Franklin loading up, looking, going deep. He's got a man, and it's incomplete. But they're going to say pass interference down the right side.
Michael Franklin's pass.
Looks like it's going to go against
Javontre Bolden.
LJ Reeves out there on the
Flag
cover,
on the play.
possibly.
Bolden had him beat step for step, and Reeves put a hand on him before the ball could get there, and that's a big no-no.
I'm not sure if that was Reeves.
Defensive pass, interference on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So 15-yard penalty, not a spot foul at the high school level. Offense moves the ball to the 38-yard line. First down, Blue Streaks. Michael Franklin in the shotgun, 1 man in the backfield. 3 receivers on the near side of the field for the Blue Streaks. Franklin looking left, now looking over the middle. Now loads it up. He's got his man complete to Roldan right at midfield.
Michael Franklin's
Javontre
pass
Roldan
complete
with the
to
reception.
Javontre Roldan. That is going to be
Now
good
number
for a Blue
7.
Streaks first down.
He's going to do some substitution as
Ball will be spotted
back-to-back plays.
at the
Young
49-yard line.
defensive back, number 5.
Down to 1 minute and 5 seconds left here in the third. Franklin takes the snap, loads it up to the left. It's complete. He's got it to his man Talley, and Talley brings it up
Michael Franklin's pass is
right around the
complete.
42-yard
Talley.
line. 8-yard gain on that one.
He's going to be brought down on the play by number 8, Brett Minnick.
Brett Minnick on the
8-yard
tackle
gain
for Tiffin
on the
Columbian.
pass.
5'10", 152-pound junior. Now Michael Franklin, 2 backs in the backfield in the shotgun on 2nd and 2. 2 receivers on the near side of the field. Franklin looks to pass, loads up.
Columbian brings the house.
Going to the right. He's got Roldan, and Roldan tries to come back for the
That's
ball.
another pass interference.
Underthrown ball by Franklin. The receiver had to come back to get it, and he ran right into the defensive back. So that's why you get the interference call there. Franklin, he just lofts it up there, and it's underthrown almost every time. Receivers have to come back for the ball. That's 2 straight times on pass interference where it's just because he's fluttering the ball up there, and it's not getting anywhere near the target.
Well, Roldan's got the defender on roller skates. They had to make a
Defensive pass
substitution for
interference,
Basco to
and defense,
come in there and
15-yard
find some
penalty.
coverage because
First down.
the offense found a
In the
mismatch
third quarter.
down there from Roldan. Columbian brings in a different defender to cover him, and same story, just Roldan being able to get a beat on the defender. Defender having to put a hand on him. They're going to call that every time.
All right, that's the end of the fourth quarter. Tiffin Columbian leading 41-8 over Sandusky. We're going to step aside, take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're listening to high school football right here on WTTF.
Of manufacturing excellence. Klaus Construction, Northwest Ohio's #1 design build general contractor. Saxon or Warland Insurance Agency. Burns Electric, we have it all. And Journey Group Financial Services. Thank you for your support of Tiffin Columbian Student Athletes.
Columbian falls on the ball. They recover it at the 15-yard line.
Another bowling shoe ugly drive for the Blue Streaks. Ends in disaster and a turnover. As
They had the reception with a one-handed catch, but the defense comes in and pops the ball out. Columbian will take over at their own 15. Actually, they'll mark it at the 16-yard line. Wow. What a way to come back from break.
Yeah, Sandusky with the OBJ-like catch turns into Biner a moment after.
Oh, that's great. So now Tiffin Columbian takes over at their own 16-yard line, leading 41-8, 11:23 left to play in the fourth quarter clock, and that clock continues to roll. Braden Rogo in the shotgun takes the snap, handoff up the middle. Ooh, breaks the tackle.
Got
He's
the
to the
edge.
25, 30, 40, 45, and down just inside the 50. They'll mark him down.
Seth Belleville on the carry from the Tornadoes.
I think they've got him at the 50-yard line, so right at the 50-yard line. Seth Belleville, huge run there. Tommy, at halftime, this team was at 167 yards rushing. I think they're well over 250 now.
114
Gain of 34
yards
on the
have been
play.
put on the ground by Keyshawn Jackson. Wow.
2 touchdowns for Jackson here tonight. 3 touchdowns for LJ Reeves through the air.
Off 5 catches.
Wow.
For 113 yards.
Jackson bounces to the outside, and he's going to be driven out of bounds right around the 49-yard line.
He's going to be pushed out of bounds.
Got Bryce Riggs down there, man in the chains. He almost took a blow to the leg.
Minimal gain on the play.
I told him before he left, I said, hey, you got to be safe down there. It's a dangerous game. Flag on the play, holding against Tiffin Columbian. That's going to back him up about 10 yards.
Repeat
About the
first down.
40.
You told Carter it was a dangerous game.
I told Bryce.
Oh,
I didn't
right.
tell Carter. Carter knows
Bryce
this.
knows.
Carter's played.
Bryce, too.
Yeah, I know.
All part of those regional run teams. Tradition and alumni and community spirits run deep here at Tiffin Columbian.
Absolutely. First and 20 coming up here for Tiffin Columbian. Rogo in the shotgun takes the snap. Handoff.
Oh, he's going to be eaten up in the backfield.
Wow, Mekhi Brown right there as soon as the ball is snapped. Throws down the ball carrier in the backfield, but hang on. We got a flag thrown in at the end of the play from the side judge here. I think that's going to be a personal foul penalty that should lead to a first down for Tiffin Columbian. That's another huge mental miscue by the Blue Streaks. We'll see what the call is. They're gonna wave it off. No flag.
Seth Belleville is going to be brought
The
down.
big boy's just going to eat. He gets a chunk out of you. He's going to bring you down.
So second down and 23 coming up here. Mekhi Brown, the freshman, making a couple plays in the backfield here tonight. Looks like he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Going to be hard pressed to find effort. Flag effort.
Rogo, back to pass, loads it up, going down the left sideline. It's
That is
incomplete.
some tremendous coverage.
Rogo took a hit right at the end of that play. Right as soon as he got rid of the ball, they just laid him on his back.
Bryce Rogo falls incomplete.
Gets right back up.
Defender, step for step.
Coverage on the play provided by number 13, Tristan Duran.
He's trying to find his brother, Bryce Rogo, down the left side.
Yeah. Get the defender up to the sideline.
Now third and 23. Rogo takes the snap, handoff up the middle, cuts it off the left side, and he's got it up near the 45-yard line. Nice run, but well short of the first
Dawson
down.
Yates on the carry from the Tornadoes. He is brought down on the play by number 7, Nate Abbott. Pick up
So
about
punt
8
unit
on the
onto
play.
the field now on this 4th and 15. 7:24 left to play here in the ball game. That clock has just continued to roll. since we hit that 30-point mark.
Anthony D'Amico back deep to receive. Xavier Kopp's in punt
Xavier
formation
Kopp
for the
is back
Tornadoes.
deep to receive the punt. Fumbles the snap, and he has to fall on it back at the 30-yard line, so the Blue Streaks will take over in Columbian territory.
On the
Xavier Kopp just had that one go right through his hands.
Blue Streaks will take over 1st and 10.
I think he might have just taken his eyes off it. Maybe he was looking at the rush coming. It's one of those situations, Tommy, where it's almost like a receiver where you're so used to catching the ball, you almost think about what you're going to do next after you catch the ball. You still got to catch the ball. So the Blue Streaks with an opportunity here to put a stop to this running clock.
Trust me, being a college long snapper, it's dang near impossible to bat 1,000 when you're caught upon that task.
Franklin in the shotgun formation, takes the snap, looking, loads it up over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for his intended receiver, Devontae Rolden.
Devontae Rolden, incomplete.
2nd down and 10 coming up. 6:25 left to play here in the ballgame. Don't forget, folks, we'll be back here tomorrow night for more high school football. We bring you the Tiffin Calvert versus Fremont St. Joe game live from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Once again, folks, remember that is a 6 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. So tune in right around 5:30 for the pregame show right here on WTTF. Michael Franklin, shotgun, fumbles the snap, but gets it back, loads it up, left sideline, and it is incomplete. Nice coverage there on the play by the TC
Michael
defense.
Franklin's pass intended for number 5, JT Lewis, is broken up by number 5, Drew Vasco.
I have a player down here for Sandusky.
Timeout on the
Drew
field.
Vasco able to break that one up.
Vasco definitely redeeming himself off that last drive, being able to come up with a big play to stop the touchdown. The bigger story here is we got a Blue Streak down. Out of a sign of solidarity, both teams take a knee as they attend the player.
Or at least the Tornadoes do.
Where's the, looks like he's going to be able to walk off his own, on his own power. Dead air there, but I'm at a loss for words after coming into the night expecting this SBC late matchup just to be a slobber knocker, and it has kind of been a one-sided affair. The Tornadoes just backed the Blue Streaks into the corner, and they never came out.
Well, you know, they say revenge is a dish best served cold. That's what we're dealing with here tonight. Sandusky getting the cold shoulder from these TC Tornadoes. After last year, Blue Streaks coming away with a victory to spoil the TC undefeated season last year. As Blue Streaks cut down for a 1-yard gain to the 29-yard.
He's going to be brought down by number 8, Brett Bennett.
Yeah, on both sides, they said at the top of the program, it's kind of a mirror matchup as both teams kind of suffer loss to graduation. But that's a yearly occurrence for both of these programs. I mean, they always come in with talent. If you talk about them reloading instead of rebuilding, in Columbian, they just came in, played a better 48 minutes of football. Able to get them working pieces moving early.
Franklin takes the snap, rolls to the right, gets it out complete up to the 15-yard line. So high-low there by the defense as number 19 taking off his feet, Anthony D'Amico.
Number 19, Anthony D'Amico. He's covered on the play by number 16, Bryce Rogo. That completion good for a Blue Streak first down.
4:30 left to play here in the ballgame. Sandusky able to pick up the first down there, down to the 15-yard line. Number 10, Samarian Gordon into the game now at running back. Franklin, back to pass, loads up to the right, it's complete. He's got Rolden out to the 9-yard line, give him the 8. This will be cut down by the defense.
Michael Franklin's pass is complete to number 3, Devontae Rolden.
Yeah,
He's going to be brought down to play by number 16, Bryce Rogo.
away. starting this season 0-2.
Bryce Rogo on the tackle. 2nd down and 3 coming up here for the Blue Streaks.
Gain of 7
Ball
on
is
the last
9.
play.
Michael Franklin in the shotgun, one back in the backfield. Franklin takes the snap. Handoff off the right side. And short gain. Actually, they'll say inside the 5 now, down to the 3. Actually, down to the 2.
Michael Bazarski on the carry.
Number 4.
He's going to be
Mike
brought down
Bazarski
play
on the
by
carry.
16, Bryce Rogo.
Oh, and the Blue Streaks get on that bus tonight. It's going to be
First
gut
and
check
goal at the
time
2
for them.
after that
And a
6-yard
time for
pickup.
reflection as, again, you know, they're probably going to start this season out 0-2. But, again, with a 6-game regular season and unprecedented times, you get an automatic.
Franklin handoff up the middle. Pazarski, and he's got the
gonna be
touchdown.
Michael Bazarski goes in the end
Touchdown
zone
for the
a
Blue
2-yard
Streaks.
Blue Streaks touchdown.
And at this point, like I said, you just keep running your game plan, find what works, because you're going to have that gut check moment when you get on the bus to find out where you want to end the season. It's not about where you start, it's where you finish.
After
And if
that
you're
score,
the Sandusky
we will
Blue Streaks,
resume normal clock
maybe out to an
operation.
0-2 start, but again, automatic ticket punch to the playoffs, allow you to come into midseason form, but there is no tomorrow once you get past that week 6 mark, Nate.
Absolutely. We got 2 backs in the backfield with junior quarterback Michael Franklin on this 2-point conversion. Franklin, high snap, gets it under control, rolls to the left. He's going to have to keep it himself. He chucks it into the end zone, and they got it. They came down with it. Oh, no, they're saying incomplete. He was an ineligible, I think they had an ineligible man downfield.
Michael Franklin's pass intended. And eligible downfield.
Well,
When
if
the
they just
offense
ran on the goal line what they do for
declined.
2-point conversion, they might be in a different
That's-
situation.
I thought that's what they were going to run. But I think the high snap caused him to it was a broken play. 3:02 left to play here in the ball games. Sandusky on the board once again, but still trailing 41-14.
Whether it's by a little or a lot.
We'd like to thank
You know,
our
a
15
loss
sponsors
still
for
is
one
gonna
final
sting
time
just
this
as
evening.
much, but
American
you're able
Fire
to
and
put
Safety
points on the
Services.
board, especially against
Mark
a tough
Davis,
defense
attorney
like
at law.
Tiffin Columbian
Buffalo
Tornado.
Wild Wings.
And
Burton's Electric.
that's
Carmi's Barbecue and Grill.
those
Frozen.
are points, and
Jeffrey
those are reminders that,
Shawberry,
hey,
EDS.
you can go out there and
Sarkashima.
play with anybody. It's just
Tiffin Air
sometimes
Inc. Tiffin Metal Products.
it's just not your night.
Tiffin Paper Company. United Insurance Services. Bauman Auto Group. Lee's Chicken.
I tell you who's
Wall
had
Street Pub.
this Tiffin
Old
Columbian
Fort
squad.
Bank. Dr. Mark Akers, MD. Nurse
Starting off the
Midwives
season
Susan
2-0.
Smith and Kathleen Poole, and Madison Street. We thank you for your support of our student
2-0
athletes.
at home here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Start the season. Back-to-back weeks where they've scored 2 touchdowns on their first 2 drives.
Eli
34
Berlau
points
and
last
Brady
week,
Thompson
41
back
points
in
this
for the
week,
Tornadoes.
2 games.
and only 20 total points allowed over the last 2 weeks. That's impressive.
And a double-headed monster at quarterback with
Franklin,
Rago
the kickoff
and
for the
Beeston,
Blue
who
Streaks.
can put points up for you back-to-back weeks where 2 different quarterbacks have scores for this Tornado squad.
Squib kick, fielded at the 12, to the 15, to the 20, to the 30, out of bounds, just past the 35, up to around the 38-yard line.
Eli Berlau
29 on the return. Elijah
He's
Berlisle.
going to be pushed
There's a
out
lot
of
you're going to
bounds.
want to go back to the
Near the
drawing board
40-yard
with
line.
if you're Coach Mike
Tornadoes
Franklin
take
once
over,
you get
first
done with
and
this
10.
one. And one of those main things you need to circle on that board is your special teams play, because there's been so many times here
Ball
tonight
will be spotted at
where
the
they've given
37-yard line.
great field advantage to this Tiffin Columbian squad. And if Tiffin Columbian's got a good field situation on you, it makes it all that much easier for that offense to cut you up for points.
Handoff off the right side,
Dawson Yates on the carry
up to about the
for the Tornadoes.
42-yard line. Dawson Yates on the carry.
Luke Busdecker now in at
Bustecker
quarterback
now
for the
in the game
Tornadoes.
at quarterback for Tiffin
Gain
Columbian.
of 4 on the play.
Tiffin Columbian, they definitely don't get paid by the hour. This one just keeps rolling down. About 2:30 remaining here in the game.
Bustecker, the most experienced out of the 3 quarterbacks as far as class is concerned. He's a junior. Rogo and Beeston getting the majority of the action here tonight in the first game. Frost-Kalnow takes the snap, hand off the left side. Short gain, Dawson Yates on the carry.
Dawson Yates on the carry again for the Tornadoes.
The junior, 5'8", 151. Carries it up to about the 43-yard line. Third down and 4 coming up here for Tiffin Columbian. We're down inside of 2 minutes to play in the ball game. Stick around for the post-game show, brought to you by Frozone Frozen Yogurt.
We'd like to remind you,
We'll break down tonight's game and get you set for tomorrow night right here live from Frost-Kalnow Stadium as we're back here for Tiffin Calvert versus Fremont St. Joe. 6 o'clock kickoff. Tune in right around 5:30 for the pregame show. Third down and 4. Busdecker in the shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff up the middle. Not a whole lot doing there. Dawson Yates once again the ball carrier. Maybe a yard. And that's going to be about it.
Gain of 1 on the play.
4th and 3 coming up here for Tiffin Columbian.
Blue Street defense.
Down to 1:08 left to play. And it looks like the punt unit will come onto the field. And the fat lady is singing as Matt Nye makes his way to the exit. He's got to beat the crowd. Down and 3 coming up here. Punt unit on the field for Tiffin Columbian. Down to 6 seconds on the play clock. And a short, low punt, squib punt. And it's going to take a Sandusky bounce to the 38-yard line. Why would you down it? Just let it roll. Let the clock roll.
Yeah, let the clock roll out. Just
let the clock roll until the referee whistles. Yep, don't down it.
Not that it matters, but Matt Nye trying to beat the traffic. Once again, it does look like the Tornadoes will continue this 2020 season, starting off 2-0.
Ball be spotted at the 38-yard
Part of the
line.
16
Blue Street sends it over.
regular season game. An automatic ticket punch to the playoffs. Oh, man, what a way for Tiffin Columbian to kick off SBC Lake action. Kind of avenging the loss from last year to Sandusky, which causes the Tornadoes to share a piece of that SBC Lake crown.
Michael Franklin in the shotgun. 2 backs in the backfield. Both on his right hip. That's weird. That's a weird formation. They hand off.
Look at
Tally
that.
up the middle, off the left side. And he's got some running room past the 50, inside the 40.
Antonio Talley
Actually,
on the
we'll
carry.
say he's out of bounds near the 40. So we'll see what the flag is. There was a flag that flew in from the behind. Looks like they're going to tack this one on to the end of the run. And that is the end of the ball game. As the clock rolls and runs out the remainder of time, that's the conclusion of tonight's ball game. Tiffin Columbian 41, Sandusky 14. The offense puts on the fireworks as we get a nice display as soon as the game's over. Tiffin Columbian moving to 2-0 on the season. 41-14 is your final. I don't think it can end on a defensive penalty. Can it? It cannot. I don't think a game can end on a defensive penalty. We still have one more play. It'll be an untimed down for Sandusky, and the ball will be placed at the 27-yard line.
18 seconds on the clock, please.
Those fireworks, I think those were left over from the second time they canceled it.
Absolutely.
We're going to put 18 seconds on the game clock here.
Please.
So Franklin in the shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield. Once again, both on his left hip this time, Tommy. And this time, Talley's going to take the handoff and go to the right side. And he makes a man miss down to the 20-yard line. Timeout. Why not? Do something. No, they're just going to let that clock roll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is the end of tonight's ball game. Tiffin Columbian 41, Sandusky 14. That's your final We're going to step aside, take a timeout. We'll be back with the Frozone Frozen Yogurt postgame show. We'll wrap things up from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Once again, your final 41-14. Tiffin Columbian moving to 2-0 on the 2020 season. We'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're listening to high school football right here on WTTF.
Please turn your attention again, though, for the singing of the Tiffin Columbian alma mater. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple of stats of note. Bryce Rogo finished the game 4 for 8 with 63 yards and a touchdown. Logan Beeston was a
Once again, your final score, Tiffin Columbian 41, Sandusky 14. You're listening to the Frozone Frozen Yogurt postgame show. Take a moment to thank all of our sponsors for bringing you high school football all season long right here on WTTF. Thanks to UIS Insurance and Investments, our pregame show sponsor. Chris Schaefer Insurance, Compass Motors, Dundor Plumbing and Heating, Financial Design Insurance Agency, First Bank of Tiffin, Fort Ball Pizza Palace, Great Lakes Ace Hardware in Tiffin, Harrison Price Insurance, Integrated Orthopedics, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Lee's Floor Covering, Kibler's Shoes, Sales and Service, NWO Orthopedics, Phillips Electric, Reineke Tiffin Ford Lincoln, Rogers Flowers, Superior Credit Union, Tiffin Brake and Wheel, Tiffin Deluxe Services, Tiffin University, and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Once again, you're listening to the Frozone Frozen Yogurt postgame show. We're going to step aside and take a time out. When we come back, we'll have a breakdown and an analysis of tonight's 41-14 beatdown of Sandusky by Tiffin Columbian. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're listening to high school football right here on AM 1600, FM 93.3, WTTF, your Seneca County Sports Connection. I kept tuning in on Facebook.
Well, this was definitely a better 3 hours than the Irishman, I'll tell you that.
All right, Tommy, this was a great game for Tiffin Columbian. Another outstanding performance by the offense. This time, we saw another quarterback in his coming out party this year in week 2 with Logan Beeston, 5 for 5, 75 yards and 2 touchdowns here tonight in limited action. Looked very impressive. This offense, as a whole, obviously looked very impressive. Keyshawn Jackson, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, but I was very impressed with Beeston today, especially coming in not in rhythm. I mean, he doesn't get that start, so he's coming in when the game's already in action. They're up 13-0 at the point when he comes in, and to come in the way he did, command the offense the way he did, and I mean, he just looked impressive tonight.
Yeah, and just like our good friends who bring you this post-game show, Throw Zone Frozen Yogurt, you know, if I'm Coach Judd Lutz, I'm looking at this team just like I do when I walk in the door of Frozen. I mean, you look at all those nice toppings to work with, and nice, beautiful things you put on top of that frozen yogurt, that game plan. Just pair them all together. You talk about Beeston, 5 for 5, 75 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You know, you pair that with Keyshawn Jackson's performance on the ground, 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, you just got so many different weapons and tools to work with that if one thing isn't working for you, then you can just go down the line and pick out another. So, you know, whether it be Rago and his connection with Reeves or Beeston and his connection with Reeves, that was really a great. Reeves 3 touchdowns tonight. And then when Beeston gets in the game, 44-yard touchdown reception to Reeves, and then follow that up with a 42-yard reception to Reeves. So I mean, just a tremendous night for the Tornadoes on both sides of the ball. Great job by L.J. Reeves coming out with those instant offense, getting the team on the board, and then that production on the ground that gives you that different look that humbles a lot of defenses. When you got a guy like Keyshawn Jackson, who in back-to-back weeks, you know, last week 94 yards on the ground, this week 114 yards on the ground. That can add up, and I'd be scary to see what this kid could do with 10 regular season games. He's making the most out of the ones that he has in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely. And Columbia really hasn't had that bell cow running back, the guy that can be their first, second, and third down for quite some time. I mean, since we've been covering the Tornadoes, I think this guy, Miller was his name, I keep thinking, ran for a bunch of yards against Shelby. I remember that. But that's the last guy I can think of that was kind of the bell cow running back. Other than that, they've had kind of like a running back by committee over the last few years. And Keyshawn Jackson's really stepping into that lead role this year and is just taking charge of the run game. And puts his name all over tonight's game. 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. Great performance. L.J. Reeves, you mentioned, 3 touchdowns. 5 catches, 3 touchdowns. 113-yard reception tonight. I mean, just outstanding performance by some of these guys. But as a whole, the whole team performance tonight just really impressed me. They had running clock on Sandusky for what amounted to about a quarter's time, and you don't see that very often. So,
especially the kickoff SBC Lake action. I really thought this was going to be the litmus test. This was going to be the game that was really going to separate the men from the boys as far as where everything lays in the SBC, and see exactly if last week with that big win dispatch over Clinton, if that was just, you know, playing to your competition, or if this Tiffin Columbian team really 41 points tonight. Seems pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, folks, that's going to wrap things up for us tonight. Tommy, any final thoughts here as we close things out here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium?
No, just another complete 48 minutes by Coach Judd Lutz and his staff here at Tiffin Columbian. They come out with the W after, again, playing a full 48 minutes. That's all you really have. When they do, whenever we see this momentum derail, what have you, it'll be interesting to see exactly what it do. Difficult it might be basically, as far as I'm concerned, on both sides of the ball, not many glaring holes.
And this has got to be a statement win for the Tornadoes in the SBC Lake. You got to think every other school in the SBC Lake right now, just their heads perked up, their eyes got big. They saw this score and they thought, okay, all right, now we really got to take these Tornadoes seriously this year because, and not to say they haven't in the past, but Tommy, this is a team that they just look locked, loaded, and primed for a big year this year. Scores from around the area, a couple surprising scores here, Tommy. Lakota over Margaretta right now in the fourth quarter, 26-0 on the Polar Bears.
Dakota put a early lead on you.
Yes, they look very impressive in week one. Coach Mike Lento doing an outstanding job over there. The culture that he's building is just, I mean, you can't say enough about it. Clyde 41-20 over Perkins in week 2. Bellevue with a big win over Norwalk 20-6. And of course, Seneca East, big win over Bucyrus 42-0. Gibsonburg and Hopewell Loudon are going to play this Monday. This coming up Monday, they've rescheduled that game. Cary over Mohawk 20-12 was the final score there. Finley defeats Fremont Ross 31-12. Monroeville over New London 42-12. Port Clinton, big win over Edison. Pretty interesting that the opponents of both of these teams played each other tonight, and Port Clinton with a big win 28-7 over Edison. Lake, big win over Fostoria 62-0. And then let's see any other notable scores here. That's going to do it. Folks, tune in tomorrow where we have more high school football action right here on the BAS Sports Radio Network as Tiffin Columbian takes on Fremont St. Joe live here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. That is a 6 o'clock kickoff tomorrow, folks, so make sure you tune in for the pregame show right around 5:30 right here on WTTF. Once again, be bringing you an audio and video stream. Our video stream brought to you on Facebook Live, and we're trying our best to bring it to you on YouTube as well as our Boxcast stream. Once again, tomorrow night, right here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium, Tiffin Columbian versus Fremont St. Joe. That's going to do it for Tommy Hall, Greg Kinn, and our board-op audio engineer back at the WTTF studios, Anna Ocrito. I'm Nate Mullen, signing off from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Once again, your final score, Tiffin Columbian 41, Sandusky 14. Have a good night, everybody.